When you eat a meal that's high in carbs, even if it's healthy carbs, your blood sugar rises. This rise triggers insulin to come in and bring that sugar into your cells. But here's the thing. If your spike is too steep, your body tends to overcorrect. Insulin floods in, clears glucose fast, and now your blood sugar, it drops rapidly. That sudden drop is what we call a glucose crash. And that crash is what makes you feel foggy, fatigued, and desperate for more sugar or caffeine. It's your body's way of trying to stabilize itself quickly. Welcome back to the Glucose Diaries. I'm Stephanie, and today we're talking about that thing that nobody warned you about in adulthood, the post-lunch crash. You know the one. It's 2 or 3 p.m. and you feel heavy, sleepy, irritable, and maybe a little anxious. You can't focus, you're craving sugar, and if you had access to a nap and a snack at the same time, you take both. If that sounds familiar, this episode is going to make a lot of things click. Because what you're feeling in those moments isn't a lack of willpower, it's often a blood sugar crash. So let's break it down. When you eat a meal that's high in carbs, even if it's healthy carbs, your blood sugar rises. This rise triggers insulin to come in and bring that sugar into your cells. But here's the thing. If your spike is too steep, your body tends to overcorrect. Insulin floods in, clears glucose fast, and now your blood sugar, it drops rapidly. That sudden drop is what we call a glucose crash. And that crash is what makes you feel foggy, fatigued, and desperate for more sugar or caffeine. It's your body's way of trying to stabilize itself quickly. And what most people don't realize is this spike, crash, crave cycle can happen even when you're eating what you think is a normal or healthy lunch. Let me give you a few examples. A turkey sandwich on whole wheat bread with chips and fruit, big spike. A grain bowl with quinoa, roasted veggies, maybe a drizzle of honey mustard dressing. It sounds clean, but it's still carb heavy, especially if there's not enough protein or fat. Even something like a smoothie, a wrap, or a vegan bowl, depending on how it's built, can send your glucose soaring, then crashing. Now, if you're already insulin resistant or metabolically inflexible, your body can't handle these spikes very well. And that means your crash, it hits harder and your recovery takes longer. So how do you fix this? Let me give you 3 ways to stop the post-lunch crash without overhauling your entire life. Number 1, eat in the right order. Start your meal with veggies or fiber, then eat protein and fat. Save the carbs for last. This slows the glucose release and helps prevent that steep spike. Number 2, prioritize protein. Make sure your lunch includes at least 30 grams of protein. That alone can dramatically stabilize your blood sugar and keep your energy steady all afternoon. And number 3, walk after you eat. Even 10 minutes of light walking after lunch can reduce your glucose response by up to 30%. No gym clothes required. Just walk around the block, the office, or even pace while you take a call. And worst case, if you don't have the ability to walk, go to the bathroom and do like 30 air squats. If you really want to understand your patterns, I highly recommend tracking your meals and symptoms, or even trying a CGM, stands for a continuous glucose monitor. I wear one all the time for a couple of weeks. Because what works for someone else may crash you. And this is where the data gets personal. If you're not sure whether insulin resistance is part of your energy roller coaster, grab my free checklist at theglucosediaries.com/checklist. It breaks down the most common signs and symptoms and gives you a simple place to start. Remember, that post-lunch crash is not just getting older or being tired. It's your metabolism trying to get your attention. And now that you know what to look for, you can change that pattern. So if this episode has helped you feel seen, or if you're thinking, yep, that's me every day, follow the show and share it with a friend who needs it too. If your afternoons feel like a daily crash and burn, you're not lazy, you're not crazy, and you're definitely not alone. Thanks for listening to the Glucose Diaries, and I'll see you next time.